Hi Cancer, it's your November horoscope for 2014 with me, Lada from Astrolada. And make sure you watch also your ascendant sign. If you know your exact time of birth within 5 to 10 minutes, because usually it is, it's the one that shows you more tangible events which are happening around you. And the sun sign also does work, but somehow it's a bit less impactful. At least this is what astrologers say, and this is what I've observed. But okay, check your sun sign and your moon sign, your ascendant sign, and if you have time, your moon sign. But if you don't know your ascendant, your moon, or your moon sign, you can find them out at my birth chart calculator, astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link here. And just enter your details, and you need the time of birth. Anyway, what does November hold for you, Cancers? Okay, there are two big trends that are happening. And the first one is really auspicious for Cancers, to be honest, because Cancer is a water sign. And whenever there are planets in other water signs, there'll be like a positive resonance, like augmentation of the energy, like supportive energy. How waves can be difficultly resonating with each other, or how they can augment each other, how they can decrease each other, how they can augment each other's energy. So now you're going to have, for about a month, planets going into another water sign, which is in Scorpio. And they'll be increasing your energy, increasing your inspiration, increasing your higher resonance. So your vibration gets higher. You get connected to more inspiration. You get connected to more, to your higher self as well. And it's supportive for you. And there'll be 4 planets in your, in another water sign, which is again very inspirational and very, it started to rain again for Cancer. Usually rain is a good sign, Cancer, especially because you're a water sign. Rain for you promises something lovely. You see how the weather corroborates the prediction? And I hope it doesn't ruin our shooting as well. I think it's just for you to, just to give you a little sign here. Maybe we'll see in a little bit also a rainbow for you here, and I'll show it. But anyway, so there is like this bringing up of energy. It starts even from the end of October. But actually, October was really rough for a lot of Cancers. Because October, there were 2 eclipses, one lunar, one solar. Eclipses always affect Cancer very strongly because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is part of eclipses, and Cancer is very sensitive to those energies, to this unsettled energy there. So now things in November really start picking up and calming down for a lot of Cancers, maybe not for all of you, but for the bigger portion. If you have Cancer, things on your path become somehow more smoother, more straightforward. And your 5th house is being strongly triggered by those 4 planets in water. 5th house is creativity, so you become more creative. Some creative projects might get, move forward. Or anything, if you have your own business, for example. Having your own business very much involves creative intelligence. So this is amazing for people who have their own business, because they'll get some new great ideas for this business. So write them down this month. Or they might be able to implement some of those new great ideas as well. So, be initiative as well. Don't just sit there. But when those ideas come, you'll have more faith and belief in these ideas. So quite surely, they can be very productive for you. This is when God gives you inspiration. 5th house also rules children, so some of you might have a lot of time having to spend with children. If you have your own children, there will be some important things will be happening into the life of your child. You might have to spend more attention there and spend more time with your child, but at the same time, there might be some very productive and good results in the life of your children. 5th house also rules, what is it? Ability to have fun, to be playful, to be joyful, to be childlike. So your inner child gets a little bit more revived right now. After the shake-up of the eclipses in October, this is exactly what Cancer needs now. To be uplifted emotionally, to be given ability to be children again, ability to play, to have fun. So some of you might feel like partying a bit more, might feel like, and your confidence comes. 5th house is confidence, and 2 beautiful planets going there, Venus and Mercury, which are auspicious planets. Even though Saturn is there as well, But Saturn's been there for 2 years already, so you're used to that energy. And now these two beautiful planets join, so you're able to have a bit more confidence and shine a bit more and be more, you know, individualistic, present who you truly are without shame, you know, or without fear or without shyness. You might be put somehow, you might have more time to play, to have fun. It's great energy for this. And fifth house is the house of romance, because when does romance appear? When we open our heart chakra, when we feel playful, when we feel confident, when we feel lovable. Fifth house rules lovableness, romantic, you know, experiences. So for some of you, it might be very important month for important romantic development. Some of you might go on a few good dates. Some of you might flirt a bit more. It doesn't have to be meeting the love of your life, you know. Or some of you might go on a few dates with their husband if they're already married, or just feel a bit more romantic, a little bit more loved up. Because the fifth house is the house of the sun, where there is light, when there is warmth, where there is love, when there is childlike warmness, you know. So this is some of the good stuff that is coming to you. And let's see, where is the other energy for you, Cancers? Uplifting influence is coming for you, even though it might be short-lived, even though it might be for a few days. But you have in November the opportunity to open up your heart a bit more, to let your hair down a bit more, you know. And at the same time, I started telling you about this other influence, which is Mars, which once every 2.5 years goes into your 7th house and really energizes it then. 7th house is other people and relationships with other people. And Mars is a highly dynamic planet, which means that you might be very much involved for about a month in November with other people. But Mars is a planet of solving problems, so you might be trying to solve some problems with other people. And actually Mars can first put to the surface certain issues and certain arguments and certain critical situations that you have with other people, so you can solve them and you can kind of cooperate together. And Mars is also the planet of argument, so be careful, especially from around the 10th to around the 15th of November, when Mars is kind of stressfully aspected in your 7th house by other planets. So there is more tension. Try to stay, more detached. Try to stay like an observer. If someone challenges you, if someone provokes you, try not to instigate and try not to get into a spiral of negativity and arguments and bashing heads and clashing heads and opinions, because it might backfire for you and it might create longer lasting negative effects. So from around the 10th till the 15th is a more critical period for arguments with others, with partners, business partners, people you have any kind of relationships with, you know, might be husband, might be boyfriend or wife. And especially those of you who are born around, let me just check, you know, those middle 5 days from around the 10th till the 15th, those of you who are born from approximately the 3rd of July to approximately the 8th of July, they are more susceptible to this kind of tensions that are happening, to those stresses. And they might not only come from another person, but there will be definitely some kind of a more critical energy around you, problems to get solved, something that stresses you more. Or if you have your ascendant or your moon in Cancer from around 10 to around 15 degrees in Cancer, ascendant or moon, you'll feel this more critical energy in the middle of November most strongly. But for all Cancers, it's best, you know, not to, you know, if you're trying to do a business deal, if you're trying to lead negotiations, there might be some clashing there. If you're trying to resolve a problem, it might intensify more. But the rest of the days of November are very good to get together with another person and to pursue some dynamic goals, to pursue something or to try and do something which requires effort, which requires, you know, solving, which requires you to put your heads together with another person and act together and solve some problems together. People who are in business, usually, because 7th house rules business, it might be a very productive month for them. It might be a month where they push forward a few deals, where they're even better salesmen than other times, but try not again to step on others, you know, fingers or toes too much. Or if others try to do the same to you, try to stay, you know, more, you know, not to react so much. So this is overall the influence for you, Cancers, in November 2014. Mostly it's very positive with some stressful periods in the middle of the month, but I've warned you how to act, don't react to make it a bigger problem. So enjoy the uplifting energy of the 5th house, of more spontaneity, of more fun, of more self-expression, and I'll see you next month.